On a scale of 0 to 10, how happy do you feel right now? If it's not a 10, what's missing in your life to make it a 10? And are you absolutely sure that you'll be truly happy once you have these things? Every Monday, I go to an NLP workshop, and every week it's a different topic. And last Monday, the topic was feeling happy. When the facilitator asked us if we were happy in life, many of us had difficulty answering the question. Most of us could not even define happiness, and those who could all had a different definition. So it seems to be a pretty vague and subjective concept, and that's the problem. The main issue with the pursuit of happiness is that it's too vague of a goal to be achieved. But there's a solution, or another way to go about it, and that's what I want to talk about today. So if you look at the wheel of emotions under happy, there are 24 more specific emotions associated with happiness. So a better way to create happiness in your daily life is to find activities that will allow you to feel those more specific emotions. So I picked 7 out of the 24 emotions under happiness on the wheel of emotions to explore together in this video. We'll look at specific ways to feel these 7 emotions in our everyday lives so that we can increase our odds of achieving happiness. One feeling of the wheel of emotions under happiness is interested. You can think of your natural interests. What are you curious to learn, to try, and explore? What do you feel enthusiastic about? Sometimes I hear people say, oh, I don't know what I like, or I don't know what I'm interested in. That's almost impossible. There are things that you prefer to others. For example, I like reading in the morning. I like going to sound healing workshops on Friday night. I'm pretty sure not everyone wants to spend their Friday night at sound healing workshops. Perhaps you like playing video games, or watching Jedi movies, or cooking, or hiking, swimming, or eating at fancy restaurants. You can think of the past week or past month and remember when you felt enthusiastic, when you felt alive. What were you doing? You could make a list of things you enjoy doing, and then a list of things you're curious to learn and explore, and do as many of them as you can every week. Following your natural interests and curiosity will create more happiness in your life. Feeling fulfilled is another aspect of happiness on the wheel of emotions. You'll likely feel fulfilled when you live a life that's true to yourself, that's authentic. Also, when you follow or pursue your heart's desires, or again, your natural interests. And when you use your natural strength or your gifts to create something of value in the world. I believe we achieve the highest level of fulfillment when we live in alignment with our soul's purpose and when we do our life's work. If you aren't sure of your purpose and your life's work, you can use the free guide called the Life Purpose Formula. It's the easiest way to uncover your purpose and figure out how to make a living from it. So I'm going to link the free guide in the description below. Being more playful is another way to create more joy and happiness in our lives. That's something I have to work on more because I have many passions and interests, but they're all pretty serious. Like most of them are related to spirituality and wellness. Sometimes, or like very often, I forget to play. I have to make a conscious effort to be more playful. So the other day, for example, I went to a karaoke night. So I'm not a big fan of karaoke, but it was fun. I also bought my first tarot deck. It's called Sacred Rebel. I love the name. And it's just for fun. It's just to have fun with my friends. Perhaps you could organize a board game night or a ping pong contest. Or maybe you can think about how you can gamify the more mundane aspects of your life. Like you could sing while watching the dishes, or you could organize a treasure hunt with your kids, or you could play tricks on your partner. The idea is that being playful makes life a lot more fun, which increases our happiness. Other feelings under happiness on the wheel of emotions are feeling confident and powerful. I recently made a video about the differences between self-confidence and personal power and how we can develop the two. So I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen and also in the description below. But confidence has a lot to do with being resourceful and having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. When you have a growth mindset and are resourceful, you are confident in your ability to acquire the skills and knowledge you need, or even the help you need to do a task or achieve a goal. As for personal power, it's a lot about knowing who you are and knowing what you stand for and why it matters to you. It also comes from being in touch with yourself and accepting yourself fully. Other things that will give you more personal power is knowing your purpose in life and also contributing to a cause or a vision that's larger than you. And when you have great personal power and self-confidence, you feel solid inside. You are able to move through challenges more easily and get back on your feet faster after experiencing difficulties. Knowing that you have the power to move through obstacles and accomplish your goals increase happiness. Another feeling on the wheel of emotions is feeling respected. Of course, we all like to feel respected in that our opinion, values, and the way we choose to live our lives are respected by others. And for others to respect us, we need two things. First, we need to respect ourselves, and second, we need to respect them. Tony Gaskin said, "You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce." Setting boundaries seems to be something difficult to do, or at least it's difficult for many of my coaching clients, but it's a very important aspect of self-respect. Another form of self-respect is respecting your priorities. Like, have you taken the time to define what truly matters to you in your life, like your essentials, and do you make time for these things? Another important thing is who you surround yourself with. Do you surround yourself with people who uplift you and support you or drain your energy? And perhaps one of the most important aspects of self-respect is knowing your values and living in alignment with them, or living with integrity. As for respecting others, then the Chinese philosopher Mencius wrote, "He who loves others is constantly loved by them. He who respects others is constantly respected by them." It makes sense that we must show the same respect to others that we expect them to give us. For example, if we want people to respect our time, then we must be on time when meeting with them. Being respectful to ourselves and to other people creates more harmonious relationships, which is an essential ingredient for happiness. Next is feeling peaceful. Being at peace is being less easily triggered by people and situations. We feel more at peace when we can observe what happens around us or even within us with a certain distance. This distance gives us space to regulate our emotions and not be too overwhelmed by them. It's not that hard to be at peace, but it requires kind of regular maintenance. It requires self-awareness and becoming wiser. Some practices that can help are, of course, meditation, breath work, and other mindfulness practices. And then we have feeling inspired. Feeling inspired is really opening ourselves up to possibilities. It makes us feel alive. It's an invitation to create, whether it's to create a better life for ourselves or a painting or a business. And from a more spiritual standpoint, feeling inspired means being in spirit. In the book Zero Limits, which is a book about Ho'oponopono, it's written that to live life in flow and experience synchronicities, we must listen to and act upon inspiration or messages from spirit. Basically, inspiration is spirit guiding us toward our next best step. Then after receiving the inspiration, we must act on it, whether it's to make a phone call or move to another city or buy a camper van or go back to school. And when we listen to and follow the things that inspire us, we live our most authentic and happiest lives. So those were just 7 of the 24 emotions under happiness on the wheel of emotions. So I invite you to look at the wheel and pick the emotions that resonate the most with you and your personality, and then find more specific ways you can feel those emotions to increase your overall happiness. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I truly appreciate it. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week.